Good morning. I know I'm early. I get it. I see some people already complaining that I'm going early. Yeah, I'm going early. What about it? Just kidding. I'm going early to accommodate for two things. Um, in case it gets a little long winded and rowdy from questions of someone asking them. And secondarily, um, um, I got another long day ahead of me. So work never ends. I know, right? But we already established that I'm not, though. Remember, we've already established I'm not. So technically, I'm just doing what I do. It has not gone yet. That's tomorrow. Uh, Tomorrow is whew, the long day. So not today. Tonight, I'm meeting with my guy to go over all the logistics, and then tomorrow is the big move. So today is cable running. So today's cable running for the radio station. So, yep. Anyway, I wanted to, and it may look today may go short because ain't nobody gonna have no problems. So, I wanted to leave not for a Q&A necessarily today, but to leave an avenue because you know how whenever you have certain topics, people come in and they go sideways just for no reason, and they never address the issue. They address something else. I kind of wanted to leave today for them to get their. Well, I gotta keep it kosher to get their grievances off their chest. That makes sense. So that's why. That is why I did today. See you later too. Um, because I have noticed a growing trend in the comments when I go live, and for the most part, I ignore most of it. Um, but there is a few that want to say stuff, but they don't really know or have the opportunity to say what they got to say. For lack of a better term, they don't have the time. So today's their time. We'll see if they show up. I think I announced it 2 or 3 days ahead of time, so they would think they would come to you know foist their opinions, but I doubt they will. That's just me. I doubt they will. I really doubt they will. Now, oh here, okay. So I might as well do some housekeeping while we're here, right? Um, I'll let you in on a possibility coming down the pike. Um, so I went to see Lonnie on Sunday, and that was a really, 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 really good time. We got to just kind of hang out afterwards and catch up, talk about some things, um, talk about what God's doing over there with him, and what God's been doing here with Straight Talk, and there's a lot of opportunity to help out there with the body that he is working with out there. And I am giving thought to going to help him out with it. I don't know in what capacity yet, but the church there is hungry. They are young but not young. You know what I'm saying? They're older people, but they're gravitating to the old concept of what the book says, the type of fellowship. no fanfare, no excess, um, simple, genuine. They're just hungry, and just they're looking for something like us. They're looking for something real, something not like what the world has crept in and given people as though that's the church, and they're looking for that. So I am contemplating helping, going out there to help on a more regular basis, if not move. It's about an hour and a half from where I live now, and but I'm not pushing anything. I'm not trying to make it happen. To your point, Chris, I'm letting it be organic. Let God figure it out. He's gonna make things occur, not occur. Um, Things move, not move. But I wanted to put that out there to you for two reasons. Um, if that occurs, we'll have to probably move our Zoom to Saturdays, and I don't think that'll be a huge thing. I definitely don't want the Zooms to go away. That is definitely not part of the plan. I definitely wanted to keep going, but probably move it to Saturdays or later in Sunday, the day itself. So probably move it to 2 o'clock or something, which would be 5 o'clock Eastern. So that's also an option, a 5 o'clock Eastern instead of 4 o'clock on a Sunday. So it's not like, it's going away, but there might be an adjustment in day and time. But it's kind of nice to see that the way God wants things to operate in his body is coming back a little bit, at least on some level. And that there are still people like us who are hungry to get back to it, um, to share, to build each other up and not just allow one person to run everything. It's it was kind of because he also asked me to, be on stage with him. But anytime I'm with Lonnie, we sing. So it's not like Lonnie sings too, and his wife sings, and they play instruments. So it's not like they depend on me for that. Um, when I go to see Lonnie, I know that he's genuinely just wants to fellowship with me. It's not like he's using my voice or anything. So I have no issue, no issue singing with Lonnie. But um, it's just kind of nice to have that kind of a freedom. It's nice to have that freedom where it feels and that these people are not doing this because of emotionality. They're doing it because they've actually, you know, they really want God to be a part of their life and really want to be part of life. Now, hey, now hear me out. Hear me out. I'm also not opposed to multiple days doing the Zoom. Okay. I have been thinking about having multiple days um, where we have it, not just on Sunday, but maybe twice a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, or a different time of the week. I'm not opposed to that at all. Um, I think some of us could use more interaction and fellowship. I think that'd be cool. That has crossed my mind. It's just weird that you said, but it has crossed my mind. Um, yeah, it has crossed my mind. But for on my end, I would have to make sure I facilitate the time for it. Um, and I don't want anything to become such a burden that it becomes tiresome. So, and it's not like the Sunday time has been, oh, gotta do the Zoom again, or not, it hasn't been that. Hasn't been that at all. Um, but I know when things become an obligation, they can be taxing. And I don't want it to be taxing at all. I don't want it to be taxing. But that's a thought too. That is a thought. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. To that point, um, an update on my mom's situation with my brother and that lawsuit and stuff. Um, he has been going through some mental issues lately. My brother has, and he's been acting out a lot more than normal. And he recently had a pretty big seizure, and it almost reset. It kind of reset his brain, so he's back to being docile again and calm. And anyway, out of the blue, while mom was she was at the wit's end with the change that he went through, and trying to figure out what to do with him. And out of the blue, the lawyer lady calls her and asks her if she still wants to go through with this stuff. And it was like a answered prayer that this was an opportunity to get help. Well, in the middle of getting all that together, they were trying to get information about her and have her divulge certain financial information. And she was kind of slightly concerned, but she was praying, and the Holy Spirit dropped something on her informational wise, and told her no, don't give that information. They don't need that information. They don't give it to them. And the wording that he gave to her was not something that she would just come up with on her own. It was so technical that it was almost like a law. It was given to her like it was a statute in the coding of a law for not divulging certain information. And so she took it to the lawyer lady, and she's like, "Well," and mom said, "You think I could come up with this by myself? Really?" So eventually they came back to her a couple of days later and said, "Don't worry, they waived the requirement to have that information, and we'll just go through it and figure out getting you covered with the going ahead with the suit." So it's been like this. It was pretty amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty amazing. So anyway, I thought I'd give you guys an update on that because it was one of those things where it was like, man, you're stressed about it, you're worried about it, or at least you're concerned about it, and he just sweeps in and just like, "Hmm, I got that. I got that covered. Don't worry, I got that covered. You're good. Don't worry about that." It was so good. Hey, Deb. So it was really, 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 really good to hear that and see God act in real time, um, in real life for His people. The crazy thing is, it's not like she considers herself so special anymore. It's a matter of she now sees, well, wow, God is good and faithful. You know, awesome, Chris. Awesome. I'm glad he's out. So anyway, I figured I'd give you guys all the updates that I had on my end for everything going on here. And of course, the one day I decide to open up the option for the haters to hate, they don't come. they, they don't come to hate. That gummit. I'm upset now that they don't come to hate. But that's good. That's good. I'm not mad at all that they don't come to hate. I do. I thought my mama think I look like Papa. My mama thinks I look like my daddy. A lot of people think I look like my daddy, but I think it's a 70-30 mix. I think I got like 70% of my pops and like 30% of my mom. That's what I think I got. Yeah. That's what I look at the mix, and I'm almost 100% sure. Almost 100% sure that that's the mix I have. Y'all can tell me if I'm right. You see, Arlene thinks I look like dad. Y'all think some people think I look like my mom. Hey Sheila, I see you are getting into trouble on Corey's channel over there. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you trying to cause havoc over on Corey's channel. I saw you, man. I saw you. I saw you. It's all good though. It's all good. Sheila, I saw Sheila causing problems over on Corey's channel. I saw you. Hey, look, I'm just glad you're consistent. I'm, I'm glad you're consistent. I can always count on you to be consistent, sister. I am glad that you can be consistent. I really ain't nobody like inconsistency. You are consistent. It's everywhere. it's, it's everywhere. It's everywhere I go. Now I will say this about Corey, man. I will say this about Corey. Um, he goes through more than I do on over there on Smart Christians. He goes through way more. He got to deal with the Hebrew Israelites. He got to deal with Psycho. He got to deal with all them crazy people. I do not envy Corey Minor. I don't. I don't envy him. I commend him because that man can keep like he keeps pretty level. You know, he keeps pretty level. I ain't at that level yet. I'm not. I'm not there. Although I'm slowly climbing into his ranks of people not liking my platform, like he said, but I'm nowhere near. Nowhere near. Mm-mm, nowhere near. But he keeps it pretty level, man. Like he. I think it's because of Joey. I think it's because of Joey. I think Joey is the reason why he stays calm. That I think Joey is the reason why he stays calm. I think. Hey, look, now I attribute that to my Corey. I attribute that to my Corey. That's what I do. I attribute that to my Corey. Um, Corey Minor has Joey, and I have Corey Fair. Yeah. So stupid, man. You're so stupid. Oh, you're a whole clown, bro. A whole clown. Hey, he might have some sedatives in that thing, man. Corey, if you're listening, I'm calling you out. In fact, I'm going to make a whole podcast about you going into your history with Joey and trying to find out exactly what's inside Joey. Because I think that you have been lacing Joey with some sort of sedative to keep you calm. And I think that's cheating. I think that is cheating, and I think you need to stop. And I think that is wrong, and that makes you uh, a sinner in, in, in my book. It makes you a sinner. Yeah. Joey is Corey Miner's coffee cup. If you ever gone to Smart Christian's channel and you see Joey, Joey is his coffee cup that he had since he got out of the penitent. When he was free man, he had Joey, and Joey was his cup. He kept coffee in Joey. And I said I think now. Okay, you know what it could be? Maybe it's not laced intentionally. Maybe there's so much coffee in it that he never washes it. And because he never washes it, it fermented. And with it being fermented, that's what's doing it. That's what's doing it. I think I figured I cracked the code, y'all. I cracked Corey Miner's code. In fact, I'm going to tell him right now I cracked his code. Now watch this. Watch this. I'm telling him right now. It's fermented. That's what it is. He got shrooms growing in that cup, and that's what's keeping him calm. Teresa, listen to me carefully. If you don't have or never had a cup that you was faithful to, that you kept black coffee in and never washed, you ain't a true coffee drinker. I'm telling you now, I've had one before, and unfortunately I lost it. And now I can't keep one like that around the house because it'll get washed. I can't do it. But if you ain't never had a cup or a mug that had coffee in it 24/7 that you never washed, you have not been a real coffee drinker. I said it. I said it. And I don't care what nobody say. Yes, if you ain't done that, if you ain't drunk sludge from a coffee cup, you ain't a coffee drinker. You are a participant in coffee drinking, but you are not a coffee drinker. See? 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 Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I used to do that all the time. All the time. When I worked, especially. So when I would go to work, I just have time to pour the coffee and go. And I'd leave the coffee in. No, that's my accusation. That is my accusation, and I'm standing on it. Standing on true or not, I'm standing on it. That's my accusation. And it is on him to prove me wrong. Yep. Drinking, I'm proving him wrong. What? You've never? Come on. Well, because you're not a coffee drinker. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I think it's more of a male thing, honestly. I think it's more of a dude thing that worked in shops and mechanics and stuff like those kind of guys are the ones that normally do it. Because they ain't got time to go wash the cup. They just got time to have coffee, pour it in, drink, leave the cup somewhere, drink it later, get some more coffee, pour it, and that thing just sits there for, it'll keep cycling through coffee, day in, day out. I'm not talking about drinking a cup of coffee, leaving it to mold over and then drinking. No. I am talking about drinking coffee, not needing to wash the cup because it's empty. The cup is empty. You pour more coffee in, you drink the rest of the coffee. You don't wash the cup is empty. You keep drinking. You know? It's a workman thing. It's kind of like how men would go to work, those that work with their hands, and it's lunchtime. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna admit it, and this might be an accusation I'm putting on myself, but I'll tell you. When I was an electrician, I never washed my hands when I was gonna get my food. I didn't have time. I'd go work with my hands pulling cable, and the cable would have grease. The cable would have all it's a cold coffee is what I'm drinking right now, Brenda. And I'd be pulling cable, messing with dirt, and I'd just go kind of dust my hand off, wiping on my pants, and grab my sandwich and eat. That's that's just what it was. I didn't have time to stop and go wash hands and get soap and sit down with the little cloth here and eat. We didn't have time for all that. Didn't get time for that. You know. Hey, look. I used to have strong insides, but that was when you kept it. Like an oil sandwich. It kept my bones greased. Okay, kept my bones greased. My bones. When you eat that oil and that grease and that grime, add a little bit of seasoning with it. I know most people don't do it. It's not for everybody. I used to be able to go crawl spaces. That was the worst. I didn't practice this, but I'd have to go into crawl spaces a lot. And in crawl spaces, if y'all ever been underneath your house, crawl spaces weren't built for the nicely dressed. You know what I'm saying? Crawl spaces weren't made for slacks. They were made to come back up looking homeless. You were built to look like a homeless person when you got out of a crawl space. And sometimes I just have to go eat. So I'd go eat. Yeah. I'm still here though. I'm still here. I'm still alive. So obviously my body did okay. Obviously. No. In fact, you're the weird one for thinking it's weird, Janet. I hate to break the news to you. You are the weird one for thinking it's weird to not wash your coffee cup. I'm glad that I can finally say it to somebody. No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't. No. I made them, but I didn't eat them. Here's why. Because I grew up where if I wanted to eat something, there were fruit and trees everywhere. Like you could literally just go outside in my yard, and there was a massive fruit tree. We call it a pomerac, and it looked like a pear, shaped like a pear, but red and smaller, about that big. But it was shaped like a pear, and it was a little seed and hollowish on the inside. Man, I didn't have to eat mud. I just scaled a tree and grabbed something down and eat it. Ain't nothing scary about a crawl space. Ain't nothing scary about crawl spaces at all. Nothing scary about a crawl space. I mean, I will give you there are some sketchy ones, but they're only sketchy to me for two reasons. At least where I live here, there's only two reasons a crawl space is sketchy to me, and I'll give y'all guesses. What are your guesses that would make crawl spaces creepy in Washington State? Nope, not rats and snakes. Those two aren't creepy to me. Nope. Nope. Way worse. Way worse than those. Way worse. Not just any bugs, spiders. And not just any spiders. There are two specific spiders that are dominant here in Washington State. And two of the most disgusting ones. And that's the brown recluse and the black widow. You cannot go into a crawl space without knowing whether or not they're around. Because if you go to the wrong portion of the house where it's moist, yeah, black widows ain't nothing to play with. I've ran into a few of them, and they'll make you stop in your tracks. Now they make you pause. They make you think This could be it right here. This could be it. This could be it. There was one black widow I encountered, and I was just moving stuff around, and this was not even in a crawl space, at a fire department of all places. And I saw this thing, and I promise you, the back of this black widow was about that size. It was huge, huge. I stepped away so fast. I was like, mm-mm, I'm not using no shoes. I'm not doing. I'm just gonna spray that bad boy. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Whew. Just the thought of spiders and those particular ones make me want to throw up. So bad, so bad. No, I'm allergic to them, but they're not. They won't be under the house. They won't be in crawl spaces. If I had the choice, I'd just pop them with a couple of 9 millimeters. I'm not lying. Yeah, I'd shoot a spider. I'd dump a whole magazine on a spider and not even bat an eye. I would. I would. I want to make sure it's dead, dead. Pop, 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 pop. I'll just offload, and I might even reload. Pop, 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 finish off again. Make sure you're nothing but a memory, and leave without a trace. That's rice coffee counts, but it requires a whole lot more, additives for it to really, go down well. Small spiders ain't bad. The jumping spiders are cute. I think they're cute. I think the jumping little furry jumping spiders are cute. My daughter wants to have a tarantula. Nope. Nope. No, no, no. Brown recluse. Trust me, what we got here are brown recluse. Yeah, we have enough cases of people getting bit by them. It's a brown recluse. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. I'm gonna make people. I'm gonna creep people out now because I need to show you. And running into one of these when your headlight flashes on it, you pop your light on that. You pop your light on that, and you're just crawling around, and your headlights on, and you look up and you see, and you got to get a little close to make sure. Yeah, 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 yeah. See this right here? This is the first tell to make you worry. This is the part where you start to really say, uh-huh, that's one. That's one. Yeah. Trust me, they're abundant here. They are abundant here. Very abundant here. I'll show you something here. Okay, now remember that one, right? Now, unless you're thinking of a different type of wolf spider, they are amazingly different because one's way furry. The brown recluse isn't. The wolf is furry. Recluse are not furry. I should bring it back up since you like to cause trouble. I should leave it up. I should make it my background. Is what I should do. I should I should put a filter on and have it be my face and talk to y'all like I'm a brown recluse. Technically, I'm a brown recluse. In all honesty, if I'm going to be frank with y'all, I am a brown recluse. I don't go nowhere. I I don't go out. I stay home. I'm a brown recluse. I am a brown recluse. Corey is a light brown recluse. technically, technically, Corey Fair is a brown hermit crab. Really, he don't go nowhere. I still go kind of go do stuff. He don't go nowhere. Man. So I guess everybody is okay with the platform. I guess what this means, the open for issues, there are no issues. And that's good to know. Um, I am very happy that no one has issues with the platform. Um, I'm super stoked about that. That means that everybody, and hey, look, from the way they were coming at me for the last, couple 4 or 5 videos, I thought they'd be lined up too. I thought they'd be lined up too. He's a Paul Henry. Yeah, he is. Black recluse. Man, look, I thought they'd be lined up. I thought they'd be chomping at the bit to come snap my head off. I thought so, and I'm good with it. I really am. I really am good with it. I look. I thought about that being the reason. Ain't nobody scared of me. Ain't nobody really scared of me. No. No, I have not given anybody at all recently any reason to be afraid. No. I don't give nobody reason to be afraid. Especially if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I can I think the reason they go after Smart Christian's channel so hard is because he asked them to do things that they know they can't produce, they can't bring to the front, they cannot prove. They get really mad at him for that, and I understand. I understand that people will get upset, especially when you challenge them. I scare. That's not good. That's not good. I don't want to scare nobody. Well, okay. Let me not lie. There are some people I want to scare, but it ain't y'all. I don't want to scare y'all. I don't want to scare y'all. I don't want y'all scared. I see. I'm a barking spider. Exactly. See, Mr. So and so knows me already. All bark, no bite. All bark, no bite. Come on, don't be lying. Don't be lying. Don't be lying. You wasn't scared at all. You were probably shocked. I don't know about scared. See, Janet says I'm not scary. Janet knows I'm not scary. You get nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Listen, I'll give you a full breakdown of me in a nutshell. Here we go. Okay. I simply need answers. That that's all. And I think that's why Corey Fair and I connected. We both hated and still hate people that don't know how to answer a bloody question. We have never been able to understand how is it difficult if you say you believe something that you just can't answer a question about the thing you say you believe. I don't get that. So if you ever want to wonder why I might lose or how I'm going to lose my cool, is people that don't answer questions. If that can't happen, you're going to see a side of me that mm-mm. I hate it. I hate it. Hate. Hate is the appropriate. I abhor. I loathe that. I just don't understand it. If you can just answer the question, I don't even have to agree with you, but just answer the question. That'd be amazing. So if you want to know me in a nutshell, that's it. I like getting questions answered. And I, in turn, will do that same for you. I will answer your questions. But normally, I am not a mean, upset, or ornery person. In fact, I'm usually very, 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 very jovial. Very jovial. I will laugh with everybody. I was on a panel with him and my microphone stopped working, and I saw the video. I saw that video. In fact, I think we should just watch a little bit of it. Um, I think we should watch just a segment of that one because I did I did see that one, and I think it was a live he had. Um, and if I remember correctly, Psycho showed up. Is that right? That was a live, right? He showed up and came to talk about Corey. I think that's what it was. Yeah, this was it. Let me see if I can copy it here and download it real quick. I think he ended up saying, "Go ask your mama." Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Yeah, yeah, the one the red beard. Yeah, him. Now, look, I can't say that I am in agreement with everything that Pastor Rod says. I can't say that, um, like at all. I can't say that. Um, but I can give people their just dues when they do something that I'm like all on board with. And ain't nobody on the platforms that I deal with that like that dude, Psycho Woods. Nobody. So whenever I see him get annihilated, I am all for it. I am there. What? Like swimwear, underwear, all the wears. I am there. Go argue with your mama. Yeah, I remember. Go argue with your mama. Go argue with your mama. I thought that was rather funny. Um, and people say, well, why don't you have a conversation with Psycho Woods? Because it wouldn't be a conversation. Psycho Woods doesn't know how to have a conversation. He knows how to fling accusations, and he knows how to not answer questions, and he knows how to genuflect. He knows how to lie. So I'm not going to have a conversation with that fool. I'm not. I'm not going to have a conversation with it. If he ever gets on this platform and I ever decide to lose my mind and let him up on the screen, it will turn into an absolute name calling fest across the board. There'll be nothing accomplished. I can tell you that because I know that. Um, And if I want to show that side of me, I guess I could let him up and do that. But I'm not interested in that. You know, I'm not interested in that. I mean, if one day I wake up and I just want to vent, I might, but he wouldn't be able to answer no questions. He wouldn't. The wife is doing well. Well, it's that time of so she's in a lot of pain right now. So she never has easy ones. But yeah, now I there's no conversating with that dude. None. You can't talk to him. He has no ability to listen. He doesn't know what the word listen means. Like he does not. He lacks the cognitive function of listening. It's impossible for him. I have realized that he cannot calculate a discussion from an objective point of view. He can't do it. When he's stuck on something, he's stuck on it. And there is no getting him off of it because he is going to try and drive that home regardless. And it's not even something he really believes. It's just something that he wants to believe, and he wants you to believe it too. So if he does come on here, he will not win because I can get louder than everybody else. Everybody knows that, right? I think I've proven by now that if you can get loud, I can be louder. If you can insult, I can insult worse. I have a very big bag that I can dive into that can absolutely hurt just about any and everybody on planet Earth. I'm telling you now, I know this about me. I don't brag about much, but I will brag about this. I have an arsenal, and I do have a depth that I will go to that most don't want to. I'm gonna bet you money I can. I will bet you money I can. I will bet you money I can get louder than you, Layla. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Mm, mm. I was told once that the volume that I got to this one time in an argument, um, they literally thought like they were in fear. They thought that something violent was going to happen. Just words, but they thought something violent was going to happen. That's how loud I got. So yeah, I don't think many can. I mean, maybe you can scream, I guess, with no words, but a little bit of sound for you. Low notes carry further than high. A rumble will be heard further than a high pitched sound. They resonate more. Just so you know. Let's watch this hilarity real quick, will we?
You said the Bible don't say that it's not his will that any should perish, but all come to repent. Really? All right. Well, hey, go argue with your mama. Go argue with your mama. Go argue with your mama. And I meant every word. Y'all know what time it is. I'm apologetic, ladies and gentlemen. Here,
I want to see the conversation.
I files trying. You been married
in 2017 at that time.
That's crazy. That's almost like that's nasty. Pull out. Come on, man. See, I want y'all to see. And Jesus didn't stutter, thou hypocrite. First cast out the beam out of your own eye.
I've never put my wife through a wall. Oh, I got the reports on that. I never put a knee on my wife's nose and broke it and fractured it. I got reports on that too, Mark.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying if you want to go there, we can go there, but that's not the live right now. I'm gonna deal with you. I'm gonna deal with you on a different live because this live is for these ladies here. But when I get done with you, Marcus, on the facts on what it means to be a biblical pastor, which you're not, you're gonna wish that your daddy was like Onan and he pulled out and let off on a towel and let you come out today.
Come on, man.
That's Psycho Woods, everybody. Psycho always talking something sexual. Psycho got a fascination with men's junks. That's just the truth. Psycho gay, man. I don't care what anybody tell you. Psycho gay. Psycho gay. Psycho is gay. He gay. Everything that man talk, he has pictures of dudes' junks. He talks about dudes' junks all the time. He's always about dudes. He's a gay dude. He a closeted homosexual, and everybody should realize this by now. The way the man fixes his face, the way he talks, the way he moves, the dude's gay, man. What man fascinates himself about what another man does in the bedroom? Come on, bro. Come on. Nah, he gay. Nah, he gay. I'm gonna stand on that till God show up. He gay. A straight man would not even remotely be worried about that. We don't look. We're not even talking about another dude like that. Nope. And yeah, I've been wondering that, and I don't know. I think it's just something he does. I don't know. It's not a me thing, but I don't. I mean,
like old buddy's supposed to be a pastor.
I don't know. I don't know. Wish I could tell you that one.
That's crazy. That's almost like, that's nasty. Pull out. Come on, man. See, I want y'all to see the hatred this man clearly has for Marcus Rogers, right?
Well, in his defense, Marcus Rogers is a false teacher of the highest degree because he lies on God. So, I mean, it's not like I would defend Marcus Rogers either. They both have the exact same history. They're both 3 times deep, right? I mean, Psycho's been accused of beating the mess out of his kids. So, and Marcus has at least 1 death in his history. So, I mean, they pretty much twins at this point. Neither one of them should be behind the pulpit, but hey, yet there they are. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Marcus preached false doctrine, absolutely. But there's something deeper here. There's hatred. There's hatred.
You've had comments and statements like this as well, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
Allegedly. Okay. He says here, can you send your sex picture? He was asking you that, Carissa?
Yeah.
Allegedly?
I like how Psycho likes to air everybody else's dirty out, but he don't want to talk about the fact that he been married before. And he talk about his, infidelity, but he don't want anybody talking about where it came from and all that stuff. And whether it was with a male or a female, he don't want to talk about that neither. He kind of like to slough that under the rug and deal with only his current marriage. He don't want to talk about his history, though. I just found it hilarious. I find it very funny that people like Psycho are like that. That they want to talk about everybody else's past, and his is really high. Like he hides his. He tries to say that he talked about his story before, but he don't want to go into details about anything. When you ask him, who wasn't the wrong when you got divorced the first 2 times? Who was in the wrong? He won't tell you. He say it was for abuse, but he won't tell you who abused who. Then he'll admit in his own thing that he was a pervert, but he won't tell you what kind. I can tell you, I'm pretty much sure I know why he won't tell you. Because the kind of pervert he was not with women. Yeah. The kind of pervert that Psycho Woods was not with women. The kind of pervert he was with men. Which is why it's constantly on his mind about having pictures of them, talking about the genitalia, talking about pulling out, all of it. It's men. He has a thing in his flesh and a fascination and attraction to men. No straight man talks about that often. They just don't. I'm sorry, they don't. Yes, I did. I'm glad he finally did, because it's about time, man. That dude's been running around scamming for forever now. You know what I'm saying? It's just interesting to me. It's just interesting. It is also odd that he'll answer everybody else, but he ain't answered my questions yet. He ain't answered my questions yet. Hasn't yet. I've been waiting though. I have been waiting, but I ain't getting no answers. Yeah. In any case, it is what it is. It is what it is. You never heard of Taylor? Oh, we're gonna have to deal with that Monday. We are gonna deal with Mr. Taylor Monday. How about that? We're gonna deal with Mr. Taylor Monday. I'm gonna set that up. That dude is like he said he talked directly on behalf of God, and he meets with Jesus and God all the time, and he's the only prophet to ever walk the earth, and he is the man, the myth, the legend. Like he crazy. He is cray. You actually had an altercation with Taylor? I might have to have you on the show. Mike Goodness is an old friend of the channel. Mike started following me when I first had my Facebook platform. Man, how long ago was that? Yeah, he's been around for a while. Mike has been around for a while. Mike's been following me since we had another platform called what would we call the Hit Squad? The Hit Squad. Oh, Psycho. Okay, I was gonna warn the Hit Squad. Um, yeah, Mike was around since the Hit Squad days when it was me, Corey, and another lady called Suni. And when my Facebook page got taken, I lost contact with him and couldn't find him again. And then we recently reconnected again. So he constantly posts stuff on and tags me and stuff. And so I can use for platforms like Savage Patriots and Too Strong. So if you see his stuff on my Facebook, then you'll know that's yeah, he's a friend of mine. Mike and I go back a while. So I need to and I want to. It's time to. And here's the biggest issue. Where I have to record it, it's always loud in the gym. And I don't want to be one of those people that sets up cameras to record like that. So I got to really figure out where I want to do it at. So it's a tough thing. What I would really like to have is my own little spot to do it. But I ain't been able to do much lately. Sorry. And also I ain't been in the gym in forever because of my arm. So what is Laila asking now? What is troublemaker number one asking? Let me go back and find her question. Or is it Lydia's question? What's your question? I thought it was Laila was asking a question. What's your question about fasting? He lives in a town called Twisp. 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 What's your question about fasting? Come on, man. Come on. Ask the question. Ask it. Come on. Ask that question. No. In fact, I'll read to you what it say. Okay. This is in Matthew chapter 6. Okay, in Matthew 6. And if you go to Matthew 6 and go down to verse 15, 16 in there, we'll start at 16. Moreover, when you fast, do not be like the hypocrites with a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces that they may appear to men to be fasting. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but to your Father who is in secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. So no, you don't have to be starving and looking like that. Um, and it's not about the hunger or the lack of hunger. It's the purpose. It's the purpose. It's always about the purpose, not the experience of what you're feeling physically. If you're prompted to fast, you know what the last thing you'll be worried about is the food. Because the fasting has a purpose, which is connection to God. You are fasting to either hear from, connect to, be closer with God. Most people will fast and they say, oh, this is going to be my season of fasting. For what? They don't have a purpose, just a season of fasting. And they announce it for everybody to know. I'm fasting. No one should know you're fasting. Not a soul should know that you're fasting. If you decide to fast tomorrow, you don't want to come tell everybody, I'm fasting. Why are you telling anybody that you're fasting? That's between you and God. I shouldn't even be able to tell from what the Bible says. I shouldn't tell that you're fasting. In fact, you should look healthy than ever. I don't want nobody to tell. Like when churches announce, we'll be fasting for this purpose and that purpose. Well, why are you announcing it? If it is something that the body agrees on, you know what people just do? They're going to just fast. And nobody going to know. Just fast. So no, there's no need to act as hungry and feel hungry and think you're hungry and when I'm hungry. The purpose of it is not to starve. That's not the purpose of fasting, at least not a biblical fast. Let me put it like this. Not a biblical fast. Now, if you want to fast because you have to for a surgery, or you have to fast because it's a diet, that's one thing. I'm fasting. Why? I'm on a diet. If you're fasting to the Lord, nobody should know that. That's between you and God. Yeah, that should be between you and God. I don't think so, because he said right here in this verse that people disfigure their faces when they're fasting, which means that you're seen while you're fasting. So you can't be in your closet when you fast if you're going to be going out, because it said, but when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face so that you do not appear to men to be fasting. So you're obviously seen. You're not in your closet just fasting. It's a public thing. I mean, you're in public. So you shouldn't. It's not like you not seen, not going out. The point of it is to not try to force people to know that you're fasting by looking gaunt and letting yourself go, oh gosh, I'm starving, and walking around. It's pretentious. Don't be pretentious with it. Don't be pretentious. If you're called to go into your closet, go into your closet and pray in secret. That's fine. But this whole idea of people knowing that you're fasting, nonsense. So, I mean, of course, if somebody, like, say you are fasting, right? And you go somewhere and there's an event and they have food there, and you don't want to lie and say that you know, I'm on a diet or something like that. You can easily say, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm in the middle of something that requires me not to do this, so I'm good. That's all you got to tell them. I'm in the middle of something that requires me not to have this, so I'm good. Teresa, your question. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Are we even called to fast? Not a we thing. This is an individual thing. This is an individual thing. There is no command to or not to, because this is a between you and God thing. Okay, that's first. I heard a preacher say that people in the biblical sense were fasting because they would lose a loved one and would not want to eat or drink. No, that's not even remotely the context of the scripture at all. Like not even remotely. You got to remember this statement came right after the Lord's prayer, right? That statement of the fasting came right after the Lord's prayer. So it couldn't possibly be about losing a loved one. Not even remotely. There are tons of reasons that fasting may be required, but all those reasons are between you and God, not anybody else. Some people decide that they're going to fast, and this is why you don't tell nobody, so nobody can judge you about your fasting. The only way the pastor could know you're fasting is if you announced it to him. Okay. So if I decide to fast because I want to forego certain things that might hinder my hearing, or I just want to participate in something that will draw me into dependence on God, that is simply between me and God, nobody else. And whatever occurs in that fasting is between me and God, nobody else. Plain and simple. I don't know where people get decided it's a command not to. I never said that. That's crazy work. That is crazy work. That has never been commanded, never been said. In fact, it's been the complete opposite every time. That is something that you decide to do between yourself and God. I had covered this. I'll send, I think you have my email, don't you? Send me an email. I think I'll send you the breakdown I had of that. Every time. Anyway, y'all remember in the conversations about husband and wife, there is a portion in it that's completely separate than the when you fast, right? It says this: do not deprive one another except with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to what? Fasting and prayer, and come together again, so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self control. So there is a time for fasting. So I mean, it's there. It's throughout the book. But you notice they said to separate and devote themselves to it. not together, separate. It's an individual thing. I mean, sure, if you feel like fasting with your spouse, then I guess there's nothing against that. But the fasting thing should be something that you do for your personal relationship with Christ. Point blank, period. You announcing it to the world? Not needed. Never said you should. Cool? Cool. And Luscious, if you can, please send that in email and I'll send you the link to the one I did about the virgins. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to dip. I'm going to go start my project. The haters didn't show, and I'm okay with that. I'll be not on tomorrow, nor here, not even on Savage Patriots. I'll be back on Sunday for the Zoom. And then Monday, we are going to talk about Mr. David. Anyway. All right. Y'all have a grand rest of y'all day and weekend. Love y'all. Mean it. Scrolling at the bottom, y'all know what to do with that. Appreciate everything that you guys do. And love y'all. Wisdom calls to you from the streets. Please, please, please. Find wisdom. Peace.
Hold tight the dreams, for if dreams die, rely on yourself.